Now, which Ionic components can we add? There are over 100 of pre-built Ionic components, and you find them all in the official Ionic docs. Now, definitely feel free to browse through these docs and play around with them. You can either do this here on the right, where you also have some nice icons showing what this Ionic does or what it's used for, or just go through these grouped components here on the left. Now, it's impossible to learn them all by heart. You will learn them automatically by using, but use these docs when you're building an app. Really do that. This is your go-to reference. It's always up to date. It's directly generated from the source code, actually, and therefore, this is the place to go. For example, if you inspect that button here, that Ion button, here, you even see an example, a small example. Not every component has this as of now, but some components do show you an example for iOS and material design, which is the Android style. And you have a description here on the left, and you do have that for all components. There you learn what this component does, how you use it, some general or important ways of configuring it, like for example here, setting the fill mode to clear, outline, or solid to define how the button looks like. You have some usage examples here, so simply some code examples with some different configurations. Please be aware that you have both JavaScript and Angular versions, which for this code, of course, don't differ though. And then you have a list of all the properties, and this is also generated directly from the source code. And there you see which properties you can set, and you can set all these properties also as attributes on the element therefore, and which values you can pass in for every attribute. So that should be very helpful in using this. You see custom events that are emitted by this component, so non-default HTML events that are emitted. You have access to the default ones like click and so on as well. That is the case for all web components. And that will become important later when we dive into styling. You see which CSS properties you can override for this component to control its look. So there is a lot of stuff in there. Definitely use these docs. Now, let's use these docs and let's start creating our little budget planner.